The Liberty captured their first W title, beating the Lynx in overtime of Game 5, 67-62. New York trailed by 2 in regulation when Stewie was fouled. 5.2 seconds left. After a lengthy video review, Stewart calmly hit 2 free throws to tie the game at 60. Minnesota had challenged the foul call, and after that game, Coach Cheryl Reeve still questioned it. Jonquel Jones scored 17 points to lead New York and was named MVP. Brianna, how does it feel to bring the Liberty its first chip?
To be able to bring a championship to New York, first ever in franchise history, it's an incredible feeling, and I literally can't wait to continue to celebrate with the city because I know it's gonna be bonkers. Bonkers, fact, right?
That was not a foul. That call should have been reversed on that challenge. If we sent that clip in, they would have told us that it was marginal contact, no foul. Guaranteed. These guys shot 30%. Shot 30%. You know, the difference was in the foul line. All the headlines will be Reeve cries foul. Bring it on, right? Bring it on. Because it's stolen from us. Bring it on.
I know someone that co-signs that. The controversial call even got the attention of LeBron James, who said this on X: "I'm sorry, but that wasn't a foul. Let the damn players dictate the outcome of a close, battle-tested game." Lady in red. Oh, I hit the high note there, S.A. That was for you. Late night, early morning. Great to have you in the building, Chiney, as always. Tell me this. Do you feel like the refs cost Minnesota the championship?
Look, Cheryl Reeve absolutely has a right to be mad based off of not only that call, but the officiating of the game. And when we dissect that call, when we were watching from Barclays, we're like, we see the arms come down. Maybe that on first glance looks like a foul. But then upon review, the word she said was right. It was marginal contact to me. And when you have a game of this magnitude after a tremendous season and an iconic series, for it to sort of come down with the momentum shifter being this, that's a tough pill to swallow. I don't think that was a foul. I think the opportunity should have gone to a jump ball, let the players dictate it. That to me is how every championship should be. But to say that this cost them a championship overall, to me, I think that's a little bit of not what the game was. Because if you think about it, what cost them the championship was the fact that other than Nafisa Collier and Kayla McBride, who combined for 43 points, no one else really showed up for the Minnesota Lynx. I think the next leading scorer after those two had 6 points. What won New York the championship was the effort of Niara Sabally, who came in literally not on the game plan, dropped 13 points, made so many hustle plays, including Kayla Thornton, who played tremendous defense. That is what dictated the game. The second half was the New York Liberty's defense, not necessarily that one call. But one thing I will say is this. In the finals, there's going to be controversies, right? We saw after Game 3, there was chess moves being made. Both coaches called out the refs. The one thing that does not sit well with me other than this call is the fact that the foul discrepancy was 25 free throws to 8. Nafisa Collier, who was second in MVP voting, had zero free throws. She shot the ball 23 times. Stewie
in 18 attempts.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Stewie, I mean, I think she was, 4 for 15 and had 8 free throws.
Yeah.
The fact that one of your best players does not go to the free throw line, the fact that the disparity in the officiating was that extreme, that did not help. But what I will say is this. When you are the #1 overall seed, you get home court. And when you get home court, you get the energy, you get the momentum, and that was one of those moments where it's like, it doesn't sit well with me, but we know the game, real ones know, is dictated by the play of the bench and not necessarily the play of the stars.
That's a no call. She beat her to the spot. She went up vertical. She did not touch her. And they called a foul. They're dictating because there's only 5.2 seconds on the clock and you're down 2. If that's a no call, now we don't know. Maybe they get the loose. Maybe if you jump ball. But I knew once they went to review, I was Ash was over at that time, Stephen A. I looked at Ash. I said, "You actually think they're gonna overturn this call in New York with them down 2 points?" Now maybe if it's a tie ball game, they're gonna say, "Okay, we'll go to overtime." But ain't no way in hell they were gonna overturn that call. I thought it was a poorly officiated game. It was too much. It was too many fouls. It was too much stoppage. Let them play. This is game 7. Game 5. You couldn't ask for anything more than what you got. The game, with the exception of game 2, every game was a one-possession game. You had already gone to overtime, and you get 2 overtime games in this series. I just felt that the officials had too much of an impact on this game. I do not believe that was a foul call, and I agree with Coach Reeves. The officials had too much say in this ball game. Whether or not it dictated, but when you shoot 25 free throws and the other team shoots 8, you go 21 of 25, they go 7 of 8. That's too big of a discrepancy in a game of this magnitude. And like you said, Chiney, Collier was the second best player in the WNBA this year. But if you go back and look at the Liberty, it was their role players. Yep. Because Ionescu was 1 of 19 from the floor. Stewie shot a terrible percentage from the floor. It was the others that won them the ball game. But the free throw discrepancy had played a big role.
Stephen A?
Well, cry me a river. Let me tell y'all something right now, okay?
There you go.
It's
Okay.
not wrong. That was not. You listen up, Shay. You listen up to me right now, okay? She was absolutely right. That was not a foul. LeBron James was absolutely right. That was not a foul. I'm not disputing the veracity of her statement. I'm simply saying I don't give a damn. We don't want to hear this again. This is not the first time that Coach Reeves has done this. I'm speaking to Janae Ogwumike, her sister in 2016. Shot clock violation. Excuse me. Coach Reeves complained about that then. She said it cost him a championship then. Well, guess what? When's it not going to cost you? You don't know what you're facing against. You see the Barclays Center? You see how packed that was? Maybe if y'all had handled your business in Minnesota in Game 3, it wouldn't have been the Game 5 for you to be in that position. You're a champion, 3-time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer. You know what hostile environments look like. You know that you're going up against the Army. By the way, the WNBA officiating, it's been an issue for years. Yes. There have been numerous complaints from a bevy of individuals about the quality of the officiating in the WNBA. It didn't stop you from having one of the best records in the sport. It didn't stop you from getting to the WNBA finals. So why all of a sudden did it cost you a championship? You got to understand what the obstacles are in every particular situation, and champions know how to answer the call. The Minnesota Lynx is a damn good team. Collier is big time. 18 shots in the paint and not one free throw attempt from it. Yeah. Very egregious. I get all of that. But far from surprising, if you notice the history of bad officiating and you combine that with the fact that you're in a hostile environment, the Barclays Center, erupted. I ain't seen it like that since Kevin Durant was in the conference semifinals going up against Giannis, and his toe was too damn big for that three-pointer, and that's why it was a 2-point shot. I ain't seen the Barclays Center rocking like that since that time. It was absolutely sensational last night. That's the environment you walked into. You got to know how to answer the call. And Coach Reeves, respectfully, you did it. That's the bottom line. There was a bad call. It was no foul. But damn it, you shouldn't have been in that situation. You should have won your game in Minnesota.
Stephen A., why'd you have to laugh at my pain, my family's pain? They finally got a championship back in 2016, the year my sister was an MVP, and we had to go back to be like, oh, there was actually in that series, I think, a Simone Augustus backcourt violation that could have been called. That didn't happen, but then it set up, the ball bouncing towards the Sparks to win the championship in Game 5. So, yeah, this was personal. I was like, we just made peace with that. You got 4 championships in 7 years in the 2010s. Y'all doing just fine. Y'all made it to the WNBA Finals again. An unexpected turn from last year to this. Y'all are fine. Y'all are going to be all right. I think they shocked a lot of people, and they'll be back. They'll be a force to be reckoned with. But I was like, please leave my family alone. Please, Mom.
Yes.
But they ain't
I'm going to count all the times
can I say this, Molly?
Yeah. Hold on. Go ahead,
me.
Shannon.
They ain't the champion. They ain't the champion today, though. That's New York.
Speaking of which,
New York State.
Stephen A.
You got a championship in New York.
Speaking of which, I was really looking forward to today being in studio with you. I brought you a present because you promised me that you were going to be here, that you were going to be at the games. I think you were too booked and busy.
Hold it.
But I brought you a present.
Hold it. Stop right there. I got something.
This is straight from Liberty floor from Barclays.
Appreciate it.
I brought you some
Appreciate it.
gifts, but you weren't here to receive it.
Janae,
Yes.
let me tell you something right now. To show y'all I'm not as big time as people would think. I tried to get to the game. They couldn't get me. I tried. They couldn't get me my seat. They couldn't get me my seat.
Robin Roberts was there.
I tried to.
So many icons were there in the building. Your boy Spike Lee.
I'm not Spike.
It took 28 years, Stephen A. They've been booking those seats out for a while.
I'm certainly not the great Robin Roberts. I tried to be there.
Yeah, she's the GOAT.
Can I say?
Shannon, go ahead.
Can I say this, guys? This is what Mike used to tell us, Stephen A., when you mentioned a hostile environment. And even when we were at home, he said, guys, let's not let a call or a play at the end of the game dictate the outcome. Let's go ahead and put this team away. So therefore, if we get a bad call, we don't have to worry about it. If they make a play at the end, we don't have to worry about it. And I agree with you, Chiney, because what happened is that you had this lead and you let them hang around.
Yep.
Now, maybe the officials blowing the whistle had something to do with that, but you let them hang around, and then when they got momentum in the third quarter and they outscored you 20-10, if I'm not mistaken, they got themselves back into the ball game. And that's what I would tell anybody. Do not let a call or a play at the end of the game. Take care of your business beforehand, and then you won't find yourself in this situation.
Talking about the Aces all year.
Look, this was a historic season for the WNBA, and when you look back at the end of it, this was the best team, and they had a lot of star power. Now, the star power in Game 5, they were tired because this was an iconic, final series. But when I think about this season overall, Stephen A., you know the amount of years. It's been 51 years since a basketball championship has been brought to New York, and it was the New York Liberty that accomplished, that finished and complete the mission. When I think about this season and their team, what I love is that we realize that Breanna Stewart is one of the greatest postseason performers, averaging over 20 points per game in her postseason career. She literally ended my college career, got 4 championships at UConn. Oh, Molly, sorry, I said UConn. Yeah. 4 championships at UConn, comes to the W, becomes an MVP. 4. And also, stop it, it's hurting me. Becomes an MVP, wins championships, but she makes the tough decision, leaving Seattle, going to New York to be able to hopefully bring a championship back home. And that's exactly what she does. Sabrina Ionescu, it was not a great shooting day for my girl, but she talked a lot about how you have to do whatever is necessary to win. That shot in Game 3 helped put them in an environment where they're able to eke out a championship. And also it solidified her legacy as one of the most, I guess you can say, iconic, big shot type of moments we've seen, not just in the WNBA, but also just in hoops overall. And lastly, we have to celebrate Jonquel Jones. She's the finals MVP. She came from the Connecticut Sun, where they were always the bridesmaids, never the bride, made the tough decision to go to New York, and she was huge. She was the most consistent piece, 18 points a game in this WNBA finals run. Y'all, I had the pleasure of playing with Jonquel Jones in Connecticut. She was 6th Woman of the Year. She was most improved. Then she goes into a league MVP, finals MVP, and champion. They had a huge amount of talent, and sometimes it's difficult to win in those circumstances, and they found a way to do it. They literally had to grind this one out, so it was a huge year for the Liberty.
Well, Janae and Shannon, that is your take. I appreciate the soliloquy, Janae. Thank you very, very much. I have something that's more near and dear to my heart, okay? Now you look at the Liberty, and they win the championship yesterday, and that's great. Let me go franchise by franchise in the New York tri-state area, okay?
Here we go.
And break down to you the level of misery that we have endured and that the Liberty have alleviated. The New York Giants haven't won since 2011. The New York Yankees haven't won since 2009. The New Jersey Devils haven't won since 2003. The New York Rangers haven't won since 1994. The New York Mets haven't won since 1986. The New York Islanders haven't won since 1983. The Nets, Brooklyn, New Jersey, they haven't won since it was 1976, and that was in the ABA, not the NBA. The Knicks haven't won since 1973, and the New York Jets haven't won since 1968. It ain't even purgatory. It's an abyss that New York has been contaminated by, that they haven't been able to lift themselves out of. And now the Liberty has risen from the ashes, and they finally captured the championship for the city of New York. They're going to have the ticket tape away. They're going to have the ticket tape away. And it's just they handled their business. The New York Yankees are next. And Shay, we going to have a conversation. Janae, that's right, Shay and Janae. We going to have a conversation in the next few months. It might be the Knicks. It might be the Knicks. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's the kind of flavor.
Stop it.
That
Now,
I'm
see, there you go.
feeling right
There you
now.
go. You were doing well.
Calm yourself, Stephen A. Calm
That's
yourself
a
a bit.
beautiful morning. You stop it. That's beautiful.
Enjoy this one.
Go ahead.
Enjoy this one.
Let it
Enjoy this
marinate.
one. The Knicks are not getting no parade. Now, you need to stop. You're doing too much.
Yeah, go to the Liberty Parade just in
I'm not
case, Stephen
doing
A.
too much.
Just go to
I'm
the
not.
Liberty
Yeah,
Parade,
exactly.
okay? Live out your dreams.
That's the only basketball parade he going to.
You too.
Stephen A., didn't you say you felt like they got worse with the trade? That's what I remember your take being.
Hey, guys, lastly, I want to say,
Worse.
you know, this.
That's what you said.
Look,
You
this.
thought they got worse.
Stephen A., go to the Liberty Parade. Just at least
Yeah.
get one guaranteed. I just want to say this has been a wild
going to
WNBA
no
season.
parade.
We've had
watch
a lot of
parade. I don't
interesting
understand.
and intriguing conversations, but I'm looking forward to next year's WNBA season because truly, like the foundation that was laid, this was a huge year. I'm so excited for the conversations that we will have. So
Stop!
thank you. What?
Do you think this
Stop
is the
it.
most memorable W
Stop
season
it.
outside
Not
of
this
obviously
year.
playing?
We
This was the
here.
inflection
We
point.
here.
Yeah. Hold
Yeah,
on. Can you,
it's
can
big
you
here.
Can you let her finish? Go
No,
ahead.
it's okay. He's just
No,
it's all good.
don't bring up next year. We here right now. We
he's trying to
just
live in
won
this-
the championship in basketball for the first
There you go.
time
Live in it,
since the
Stephen A.
70s. And you bring it up next year? Oh, no. We here right now. Don't touch this. Don't touch this moment, Janae.